When did it begin, this hatred of Jews? Some would say that all hatred began in the Garden of Eden, when the serpent brought evil into the world. Or at the Tower of Babel, when God punished humans for their hubris by destroying their common tongue, making them strangers to one another. Others would point to the New Testament, which, as uncomfortable as it is to admit today, does seem to lay the death of Jesus at the feet of treacherous Jews. Or we can blame the early theologians in the centuries after Jesus, who said things like, the Jewish people were driven by their drunkenness and plumpness to the ultimate evil. They kicked about, they failed to accept the yoke of Christ, nor did they pull the plow of his teachings. Although such beasts are unfit for work, they are fit for killing. And this is what happened to the Jews. While they were making themselves unfit for work, they grew fit for slaughter. That's John Chrysostom in Against the Jews from the 4th century. Over the centuries, Christians would point to the Jews' own stubbornness as the cause of others' antipathy toward them. Then there was the Jew hating of the Quran, which says Allah has cursed them on account of their unbelief. Of the medieval Europeans, with their superstition that Jews drank the blood of Gentile children. Of the Nazis, of the communists, of gentile Etonians, of Afrocentric black nationalists, of East Asian superstition, of rural American folk belief, of Islamic radicalism, of its left-wing apologists, of right-wing populists. But if what we are asking is how the attack on Tree of Life began, not whom to blame, not who bears responsibility, since ultimately the killer does, we may start with Carolyn Bond, a Smith, Harvard, and Stanford-trained scholar of the European Union, who in 1997 moved to Pittsburgh to become the dean of the University of Pittsburgh's Graduate School of Public and International Affairs. 54 years old and single, she had relocated a lot in her academic career, and in Pittsburgh she at last felt ready to stay put. Within a year, I said, I don't think I'm moving anymore, she recalled. This place feels like home. And I went looking for a choral group. Bond had been raised in a non-observant Jewish household, but in 1994, she had heard a concert of Jewish choral music in Albany and had been blown away. Bond was not a choral singer, but she decided, I'm going to do this, and I loved it. It connected me to Judaism. When she relocated to Pittsburgh, she found a singing group, but it didn't last. I needed a place to sing. She liked what she found at Dor Hadash, a small congregation in the progressive Reconstructionist movement, which emphasizes ongoing innovation and openness to change. There was no rabbi at Dor Hadash, which is Hebrew for new generation, and that was part of the attraction. I liked its informality, Bond said. I got a kick out of the fact that everyone on the bima was female. Everyone sang, they sang with heart, and they sang very well. The services are often wonderful. They're quirky because different people lead every time. It has a reputation that is well-deserved as an intellectual congregation. Soon after Bond first attended Dor Hadash, her father died, and she needed a regular minyan, a quorum of 10 adult Jews, to say the mourner's Kaddish, the prayer for the dead. Dor Hadash gave her that. In 2005, she was diagnosed with cancer, and Dor Hadash members were there for her during a month-long recovery at home. I was not alone any single day, she said. She kept up her involvement, and in 2017, she became the chairperson of the congregation's Social Action Committee. The committee had been kind of moribund, and when she called a meeting to talk about what the committee should focus on, the members present chose 2 issues: criminal justice reform and immigration and refugees. The committee began working with Jewish Family and Community Services, JFCS, a large social service organization in Squirrel Hill, to help settle refugees in the area. When committee members wanted to begin advocating for better government policies toward refugees, to move from social services into social action, JFCS recommended that Dor Hadash ally with the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, HIAS, a storied organization founded in 1881 to help resettle Jews fleeing persecution in Russia and Eastern Europe. Over the years, HIAS expanded its mission to helping all refugees in the United States, most of them non-Jewish. And in the summer of 2018, Bond and another committee member got an email from HIAS about the National Refugee Shabbat. On October 20th, participating synagogues would use the Shabbat service to honor, welcome, or just express solidarity with refugees.